Obviously, you guys know I like to write, and I like to write lyrics. I really wish that the 20 notebooks I've recently filled up or so, um, probably more than that actually, worth of all of the writing that I actually do. I've probably had enough writing in the past little while to fill up 35 notebooks, like 500 page college ruled notebooks. And so, like, these people that are like legitimately trying to create second versions of me to suggest that I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing without the use of ChatGPT is like, it's for the birds, because the fact of the matter is that at first, when I came out of a long-standing poisoning, yes, I utilized ChatGPT on my little shit microphone to try and create really shitty tracks. And I didn't really care. The goal wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna take a placement like this and like I'm being murdered to like not think that my 100% that I should be allowed to actually take things out, and I was left with like a little 8% or 7% or 3% of what that value would have created. And so if people can't see that, then they can't see the kind of warfare that I'm speaking out here about at all. But the fact of the matter is that you should be able to glow up. You should actually be able to have love inside of your lives that literally allow you to glow, you know, like literally, like you should be able to look forward to every single day, every single minute, every single hour without having people playing about your life with secrets and lies and these kind of like, you know, how do you say it, like, you know, those sitcoms that are all like dramatic over people's love lives all of the time. Like, they shouldn't be anything like that. Soap opera, that's what I was trying to think of. Your life should never feel like a soap opera. If that's your goal in life, to be an artist even in that kind of way, like I just don't agree to it. There's so much more beauty that we could and should be living out here than like entertaining a soapbox of like literally like every 2-3 minutes there's something happening. Someone's cheating on somebody, someone's trying to fucking murder somebody, like literally, like just all of this bullshit that it's just glamorizing. Like, dude, life could just be so much different and more amazing than what it is. 2025, like, this is like legitimately the capacity of people's minds and hearts. Like, it makes no fucking sense to me whatsoever. So, before I get too far, I just really wanted to speak out about discernment, exposing these people for what they are, and recognizing that you're still alive. Because, let me make it very clear here, you're not crazy. These other people are the ones that are crazy. You're just overwhelmed because of what's happening in your life is overwhelming. It's too much to take. You're not imagining the danger that's been present in your life. It's there, and it might be not clear to you, or it might be made clear to you in the future, but the patterns that other people refuse to face are there. And no matter how they want to shake it out, as far as being dismissive and these simpleton-minded, little-to-do people, cowards, want to work within, you're not weak. They're aiming at you because you're strong. They're not aiming at you because you're weak. They're taking your kindness for weakness. They're taking your forgiveness for weakness. So, even though you might be a little exhausted from carrying a battle that's legitimately meant to assassinate you on all levels, like your whole life, character, and your life. You're fighting with every right to fight. So I wanted to kind of have a more easygoing session here, because oftentimes because all of my writing, I draw into this way that's legitimately making me feel enraged, feel that sadness, feel that hurt. And so oftentimes it literally takes me away from being able to speak out and continue to do things that I'm trying to move like. And so because of the heavy poisoning, I think it doesn't help there. Because of the sadness that is there, and the rage and anger and, just everything that they did, it really does hurt. It hurts a lot because they used my life like a pawn in their game. And I'm not privy to it, okay? And I don't think anyone else would be. Because it's just straight up sick. And it's the part that sucks is I had love for these people, and so it hurts. It hurts a lot, and it hurts more than what I think that people can actually capitulate in their minds about. But if you can, please take those thoughts and prayers to the Lord for me. Because it's much like your whole life is just being on a chokehold. So at the same damn time that people are trying to erase you, you're literally feeling like you're being led to the slaughter, and you just don't know where it's coming from because it's a poisoning that's leaving you so confused. And you could think of it like you're in the dark and reaching out for someone to help you, and then you finally, after a long time, finally find someone toes, and you look up and you don't even see that it's the abuser. So if you're fighting with prayer and your discernment, just allow yourselves to pray for heavier discernment inside of your lives in this time, because you're exposing these things by how you're moving in general. And it doesn't matter if you're moving in a small way or a victorious way. The goal is that you can be victorious over the victimized place that they've left you in within a very structured of abuse. So recognize that you're still alive. God woke you up another day. These are all little miracles that I think that people just take for granted because they don't understand what life is actually like. They think like it's just a bunch of rainbows and sunshine and ponies. I don't know. Enjoy your fairy tale life if that's what you think life is, but it's not. So if you're fighting with prayer, keep fighting. Keep trying to, take it in the manners in which that your life would be had all of those things that have been happening to you never happened. Keep trying to move in that way to refuse them to be able to continuously work in the fashions as they have, obviously, but keep working towards it. I know sometimes that we get down and we falter on ourselves because you're literally being made into a warrior, always having to be in fight or flight mode. You don't ever get to just feign or fawn from it. It's just it's constantly following you because it needs to follow you, and then by them following you and trying to create and wreak havoc all over your life. then you're not allowing yourself to think that there's a way through it. And if you can't see a way through it, then you can't get through it. And so that's where they want you to be, and that's why it's a spiritual murder. Not just aiming at taking your life, but in my case, it was taking my life to live it out, like actually earn money on my death. Really fucking crazy, but that's what these traffickers do. When you like want to get to a place even to try and get out from underneath their abuse, to them being scared of the exposure. Well, you should be scared of the exposure, and I don't want to talk about those people because they just make me mad. So keep knowing that without God's intervening in your life as well, you being allowed discernment, you might not be here. So be thankful that you're even here still to talk about it and to speak out, because you're still alive. And that's a lot that you've had to deal with this far already, with everything that you've had to face in your life that maybe has made you confused, hurt, frustrated, mad. Literally trying to draw up the conclusion to instigate for you to have an open door source of action where a demon can come and be present. And sometimes that anger alone is just too much, because it takes you off the course of being able to think that there's something you can do outside of their abuses. So you're not weak, you're just having to go from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, and you're just like, you're tired of it. You're like, can I just please have a moment of peace in my life to be able to make the life that I had originally wanted to create for myself? So keep moving in that way, because this song that I was writing, for an example, is just like a whistleblower's mission. I'll just read this part here because it's the structure. It's like your divine protection over yourself being winded and set up on fire to where these full-blown explosions are happening, and because you're just trying to blow the whistle on that, they're trying to steal up your glow up, they're trying to steal up your wallet, they're trying to contract with others to take you out, they're trying to flip your words to use your words against you, they're trying to slander your character, create smear campaigns, they're trying to perform dark magic and ritual abuse, like lighting up candles for your name and weird seances and weird things. And then people are also trying to erase you spiritually and physically at the same time, while also allowing for people to be hired in the instances of not having any accountability at all, so that you can reach exposure by enough people that can take it out here in a way that says, no motherfucker, we're not residing on our own lives, or we're not resigning to our own lives, and I refuse to die. So I refuse to die by your ways. The only one that holds keys to my grave is Jesus Christ. Prayers in that fashion that literally would lead you to believe that they have no availability left, nowhere to go, nowhere to turn from the ways that they've literally cultivated a system in a cutthroat design to bleed people up dry in Jesus Christ's name. You see? You have to be the spiritual warfare, the ones that are actually willing to live in it, because most people don't have that within them to even suggest that they can face that kind of monster out here. But face that monster and realize that you're a warrior. You are literally like the ninja. You're like in your prayers, in your words, in your spiritual walk, you're literally stepping up the game against these people that want to literally leave you in such an erased disposition of yourself that you can't even capitulate how you would even say things with the vocabulary you have because of how poisons work. So if they're shutting you off from your whole reality or in any other fashion of targeting you, you have the right to establish the truth and to continuously pray and going to the Lord about every last part of it. Because even if you forget, you're praying to remember. So when you're praying in that fashion, to be able to name these things and allow for the Spirit of the Lord to come through you, then when it does happen, it's literally that. It's not of your own accord. So when you're like just starting to come out of it, yeah, like utilize ChatGPT, like a thesaurus or a dictionary, or use Google, or use YouTube or Facebook or whatever you're working on. Get to the answers that you need, because if you're being left in that disposition, they're using it to completely dismiss you and eradicate you from the earth. So there's no bygones to be left to be bygones in this fashion. And the reason is because it's already been a calculated assault of murder of your mind, murder of every last little place of your life, that you should have had the right to live autonomously and have your autonomy to be only yours. You see? So when these Satanists and these demons want to work in this way, it's just too heathen, dude. It's just too heathen. Like, I don't care if it's literally you praying for a feather to be able to go up against thousands and thousands of weapons and bombs and things of mass destruction and whatever it is inside of your life, the hacking, the control, the proxy warfare, whatever it is. It's that feather in Jesus' name that can go up against them. You put that feather into the air in Jesus' name type of thing. You know, I'm not saying it's literally a feather, but David got the Goliath with a slingshot and a stone when the Goliath was said all powerful. And there's other stories where in the Bible Jesus is always using the littles against these Goliaths. And the only way for these people to get back through, I believe, that gateway of being able to even be in front of God, to be allowed to God, to have a case. You know, I pray over that. I pray over your case, because Jesus sees these things and says them in the Bible to forgive them, for they know not what they do. So because they don't know what they're doing, and they literally probably don't, even though they think they do, it's the demons that are within them that are utilizing their last 12 years or their last 50 years. It doesn't matter where a person is inside of their life. It's legitimately about that demon that's staging themselves up inside of people who have mainly been tormented and abused themselves. So put that demon in a chokehold in Jesus Christ's holy and precious name, and that anything that's meant for warfare, this spring right here, can go up against it, all of it, in Jesus Christ's name. Bam. Done. Faith. Believe. Not just believe, but have faith and trust in the Lord. So anyway, that's all I have to really say here. Just having a coffee this morning and thinking of writing some more. I just got done writing, like, I don't know, 20 pages or so, and the last day, and I get to a point where sometimes I need to, like, freeze my hand or just stop thinking. It gets to the point sometimes even where it's like, oh my gosh, with what I have actually had to deal with and all these memories unfolding and coming back to me. It really sucks. But it's legitimately like you're stuck in a place where you know that you're just very disappointed, okay? You're just very disappointed in these people for doing what they did to you. And you have every right to feel like you can't just let these be bygones. This is literally like a huge deal, and it's not a little thing. It's like legitimately people trying to fucking murder you. So, and like get away with it, having syndicates of whatever, people wanting to work in that fashion. And I'm just done with it. Tell you the truth, I'm done with it happening to me. I'm done with it seeing it for many years of it happening to other people. I'm just done with it. I'm done with it. We're living 2025, and people and humanity should be able to be working a whole lot better than it is by now. And if it isn't, then it's surprising to me for people to think that they themselves aren't being used specifically to determine life in this kind of fashion, because that's what it is. And I think legitimately the people in control that are like controlling everything, your food, I don't know, just all these businesses, the heavy bureaucracy that's out here, what people can do for a living to suggest they do this, but they're also working in a secret society. So when it's like that, I believe that people really should be allowed to be able to live better than they are already. And I hope that you believe that too, because nobody should be out here having to fight this hard in life. And the fact that we're all fighting really super hard and struggling really super hard for life tells me that humanity in and of itself just fucked up. Humanity in and of itself fucked up really bad with this one, because this type of treason and this type of tyranny that's being placed inside of our lives is legitimately the most dangerous kind that the world has ever seen. Ever. And it's just like, what in the fuck happened to people's minds, dude? What? Because if they're taking on the artificial intelligence and not the natural man intelligence, they're accepting these things, they're literally accepting demons right inside of their lives, every last little part of it. And if they don't care about that, they're going to have to face their maker on it. And I think it's really sad if the world bleeds itself into this whatever existence out here, but if we're not able to take out our own lives in the fashions that we would otherwise have been living already, and finally able to live life beautifully amongst each other and other human beings, like, I'm sorry, but the people don't see what's wrong with that picture. I don't care if you want to have your own opinion and do your own thing, like, you do you. I just think that we're supposed to be allowed to live more amicably among our humanity, and if we can't get to that point, and there is no more like staking claims against their heartless ways, that all of that coercive control is going to literally lead them into places that they're not going to be able to get away from either. So it's not like anyone on either side of this warfare of information or physical or psychological or any other is feeling anything good right now inside of humanity. And that's the biggest part that just chokes me up, because it's like the day and age that we live in, and this is the best humanity can do for itself. Like, fuck yourselves. You think that this is the best we can do? Fuck yourselves. I don't care what they try and say. Fuck them. Literally. It's just stupid. Because if people are going to be constantly in that fashion, to just be bled out and left in this kind of fashion all over life, and these cucks want to like utilize their stories and images and their whole baseless ideas of controlling people and whatever. people farming for demonic purposes and their little synagogues of cult satanic bullcrap. Ugh, it's garbage, yo. It's all garbage. Every last little piece of it. So if you're not able to see in that kind of fashion, to at least live amicably with those that believe in Christ, I'm sorry, but no matter how much that they inflict over the good people inside of the world, they're inflicting that same harm upon themselves. And it's happening, if you ask me, to where the mirror is now being shown. This is who you are. And it's stupid because they've been legitimately leading you into places of just horrible values to assault your life and insult your intelligence. So keep fighting, because these horror stories aren't over, and it literally leads me to believe all the time that there's justice coming. And there's liberty coming, because life can't continue on that way without something absolutely happening. And if it pushes us to the other side, well, they can go enjoy the hell they'll get, and let God judge us all, and let God have mercy upon every last one of us that's here. So that's all I really got to say in this one. I hope that you guys have a nice day or a nice night, and you keep pressing forward inside of your values and inside for your life the way that you would otherwise be able to live it, because that's what they're trying to stop you from being able to do. So fuck them. That's my best advice. Don't let them stop you from nothing you want to do. You want to be a singer, you want to be an artist, you want to be a writer, whatever you want to do that, and don't stop doing it. Till next time, peace, and you guys take care of yourselves, and God bless you.